join us. Would he rather face the defending champs or the top seed Rockets in the playoffs? Find out Wednesday right here. First Take.
I'm definitely going to look at my future, for sure. I'm going to sit down the next couple of weeks and see where I'm at. I'm not ready for these type of questions right now. I mean, I'm just going to look, sit down, reflect on the season, proud of the boys, and just see what happens.
I'm Antonita Collins with the Sports Center right now. So that was 2 months ago. Today we're getting more clarity that Rob Gronkowski will continue his football career rather than retire. But will it be in New England? While Gronk hasn't made a decision, sources tell our NFL insider Jeff Darlington that Gronkowski is, quote, pretty certain he'll be back as long as Tom Brady remains with the team. However, sources also saying that there are frustrations between Gronk and head coach Bill Belichick, who has questioned whether Gronk remains, quote, all in. Brady will be 41 at the beginning of the next season, and he certainly hopes Gronkowski returns for a 9th season. Brady has a higher completion percentage, touchdown to interception ratio, and total QBR with Gronk on the field since the tight end's rookie season in 2010. For more on the Patriots, here's First Take.
Antonietta looking lovely. Thank you. So we have some uncertainty with Gronk and the Pats. A Patriots team source told the Boston Sports Journal that the longer Gronk goes without saying he's all in, the chances of him being traded increases. On that note, Teddy Bruschi in the house. Always good to see you.
Good to be here, Molly.
But I'm starting with him because I think he's got a little bone to pick here. So the way the season ended, Malcolm Butler, the situation, you didn't like how it was handled. Now rumors they might move on from Gronk. I can't believe I'm asking this question. Should Bill Belichick's days be numbered in New England?
I'm not going to go as far as to say that because that would be incredibly ignorant considering the level of success that he has enjoyed. But I do think it makes you look at him with a raised eyebrow. Number one, the success that he has had has been, for the most part, in concert with Tom Brady's presence. Once Tom Brady is gone, what do you have? We don't know. We look at Bill Belichick, and there have been many, many occasions, Teddy Bruschi, and I'm sorry if I sound sacrilegious in uttering such things, but this man was a champion as a defensive coordinator. There have been times when New England's defense hasn't been elite. A lot of times Tom Brady has carried the torch, and he's basically propelled this team to new heights. As a matter of fact, sometimes the greatness of Tom Brady has offset some of their liabilities on the defensive side of the ball. So we have to take those things into consideration. And when you look at it from that perspective, yes, he may have wanted to keep Jimmy Garoppolo. Mr. Kraft may have intervened. And as a result, Bill Belichick may have been a bit salty about that. You got the Malcolm Butler situation. I'm trying to be cool. Don't get me started with that because it just hurts my nerves. And then you got Rob Gronkowski. He didn't sit up there and allude to, according to the reports, he didn't allude to staying in the event that as long as Bill Belichick is here. He said, I'll stick around as long as Tom Brady is here.
Yeah.
And so when we look at it from that perspective.
That's the same thing. That's a shot at Belichick.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. My point is that he's taking a shot basically at Bill Belichick. And I'm like,
why Belichick now? Why are all these things happening now? It's happening now because, as I said at the time, Robert Kraft, who's been a top-rate owner of a franchise, picked the wrong moment to start interfering with the decisions of the greatest GM and coach in the history of football on any level, Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick it's not just that they drafted Garoppolo, it's that they invested time in developing Garoppolo. I mean, it's not just identifying talent, it's developing that talent. That's a sunk cost once you go trade the guy. He had him there. He had a 40-year-old quarterback. He clearly wanted to give the reins to Garoppolo, if not this upcoming year, then the next. And Kraft intervened, according to reports, on behalf of Tom Brady and sent Garoppolo packing. Now we hear things like his best offensive player, who he drafted. It's not like they signed this guy as a free agent or traded for him. He's been a lifelong Patriot chirping about Bill Belichick. And by the way, you could talk about Belichick and Brady, how they've won in concert with one another. But Bill Belichick was making the playoffs with Drew Bledsoe. He didn't need Tom Brady to get to the playoffs. He had Drew Bledsoe. With Matt Castle, they won 11 games with Matt Castle, who wasn't any good. But with Belichick, he's good. Garoppolo and Brissett last year went 3-1. It went 3-1 without Tom Brady. So the point is that Belichick is hearing this now, Teddy, I believe, because people smell a little blood in the water. Because he's not the final authority anymore. Suddenly, when it comes to Tom Brady, and obviously there's a connection there, Gronk to Tom Brady, maybe there's a little pushback with Belichick.
I'll tell you, you got to make a conscious decision to be all in before you start a season with Bill Belichick? Because it's hard. It is hard to be a player under Coach Belichick the way that he coaches. He will ride you every single day because he wants to get every single ounce of greatness out of his players. How have they had this amount of success? Consecutive AFC championship games, always winning the AFC East. You have to know this man will not change. Bill Belichick will not change his approach, how he treats players. The Gronkowski, when he decides to be all in, he's been all in for all of his career. So this does concern me that he has not made a decision up until this point. We're in April now. Off-season programs are about to start. Of course, they're going to want Gronkowski in the building. He has to decide if he wants to be all in still. This does worry me somewhat. However, when he decides, he will be all in, but you do have to make that decision because he will be all over you. I was in the locker room after one game. I was it was a meeting room, all right? It was me and Junior Seau, and we had just beat Baltimore. It was 2007. It was 2007. It was regular season game. I think we had just got to be 13-0 or something. It was when Bart Scott threw the flag and Rex Ryan called the timeout on fourth down. So it's after that. We won the game. Bill comes in. We're 13-0. Bill comes in after the game and he puts on this play. Hey, Brewski. Hey, Seau. How many years of experience do you both have? 50 in the National Football League? Look at this read, and rewinds the play over and over and over again. All we did was take a wrong step. A wrong step to our left, and the read was to our right. Have we made that read a bunch of times? Yes. But we took a little false step this way, and all we were on film, going like this the entire way, getting called out in front of the entire team. Me and Junior looked at each other, and we sort of laughed at it. Because at that point in your career, you know what the old man's trying to do. I mean, I think, and that's what a lot of players in this locker room need to understand. It's going to come. He's going to be that way. He's not going to change. You got to form as your leader.
He's trying to use you guys as props to show the rest of the team that no one's above that?
Absolutely. You cannot take it personal. You got to be, as your own individual, leaders in that locker room to make it fun for everyone else.
Well, let me get on to you about something, Teddy Bruschi. I got to get on you about this. I understand that. I'm in no position to disagree with what you're saying, especially since we're talking about the NFL. But I come from a basketball background. And so as a result, what I'm trying to say is that it's more individual than team per se because of the multitude of positions and the level of control that a basketball player has over himself and his future compared to an NFL player. I get all of that. But what we religiously hear in today's world of sports is that you have to be cognizant of the personnel that you have and how the same motivational tactics aren't applicable to everyone. I'm saying to you, when is the day going to come that instead of hearing Teddy Bruschi say what he says, and Teddy Bruschi's not wrong about a damn thing he's just said, but when is the day going to come when we're going to hear Teddy Bruschi literally point out how, okay, this is the way the old man's going to do it, but in the same breath, listen, it worked in the past, but it might not work now, and he might need to modify. When are we going to hear that?
Right now, because there's a little bit that has happened during this time where I do shake my head.
There we go.
It's the Alex Guerrero thing.
All right.
Okay? You can get on me all you want in the locker room. You can insult me. I've been in the league 20 years. You can insult me about my play. But if you are affecting the way I train my body to get ready to play, if you're telling me I can't do this or I can't do that or the way it's been, you've now taken it away from me, what's going on? That would upset me. That would cause...
Wait a minute, Teddy. That wasn't just him you're talking about the Tom Brady situation, right?
I'm talking about the Alex Guerrero situation.
And Gronk was training with him as well.
Right, but the point was that this guy who's a snake oil salesman, I mean, like...
It doesn't matter who he is.
Alex Guerrero.
It doesn't matter who he is. If I'm a player and I trust him, I don't care what you've done in the past. If I trust him with my body, he gets me right to go be productive.
But it wasn't just one or two guys. It was getting to be a thing where it was sort of taking over the team, right?
If I have someone that I know can help me be productive on that field, don't mess with it. Don't mess with me because it's the way I get myself ready to play. So that's the only thing I'll say to that.
And I'll give this here. Teddy's especially right, especially when you had him in the building to begin with. In other words, the acceptability factor was there, and his cachet elevated because you had him.
Whatever that was, Molly, whatever that was, that's what needs to be fixed.
His background suggests that you don't necessarily want him around all the guys of the team. I'm just going back on his track record, Guerrero's track record, and as it became more pervasive in the locker room, I'm sure Belichick may have had issues with it. My point is this: why would you want Bill Belichick to change. Consider this. They lost the Super Bowl by a single play. Teddy and I were talking about this about an hour ago. Like, by a single play. Don't forget, Tom Brady had the ball with 2 minutes to go. We all thought the Patriots were going to win the Super Bowl at that point. I'm going to let Teddy go first,
but I want to answer that question.
The point, even the Malcolm Butler thing, you're going to criticize Belichick about the passes he puts out there? The point is, they can't. Every Super Bowl with Belichick comes down to the final play, basically. They won the first 3 by a field goal. Giants twice were 1 play. Seattle was 1 play. This was 1 play. The point is, you're always there at the end of the game with a chance to win.
I'm with you.
Why would you
I'm with you on the mental preparation for the game, the schematic preparation on the game. I defer all the time. All right, Belichick, you got this is the way we're going to do. This is our 3 things we got to do on defense at the edge, get the pressure, get the quarterback out of the pocket, whatever. Tell me what I got to do. Yes. Don't tell me how to prepare my body. Because I'm a pro and I know how to get, especially if it's my 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th night. I know these things in the weight room that bother me. I can't do those anymore.
That's right.
I know how to get myself ready. I'll be ready. I'll still be productive. I'll do what you want me to do, but don't throw a wrench in that because it affects me personally now.
I agree with you there, but I'm gonna get on both of you. Y'all. Sometimes. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. If you're sitting there, you're like, okay, Bill Belichick. First of all, I got to take into consideration again, like I said earlier, the level of success he's achieved with Tom Brady. He's 217-74 with Tom Brady. He's 30-34 without him. Let's be clear about that. That's number one.
Take away the Cleveland Browns. No, that's slick. You're getting slick with it right there.
Let me tell you why I got to add to that. Because, again, your success started and continues with Tom Brady. That's all I'm trying to say. Some people make that argument. Some people make that argument. Here's the other point that I'm trying to make. I tell you where you can hold Bill Belichick accountable. Because, again, the Malcolm Butler situation, I'll bring it up one last time. Excuse me.
You got 2 minutes.
Excuse me. Your personal feelings is more important than trying to win this chip.
Why you assume it's his personal feelings?
Look, why not?
Here's the best, because this is the best theory. Belichick was daring Foles to beat him with his arm. He's daring Peterson to beat him with Foles.
If you got a decision about Malcolm Butler, whatever, the players said they knew about it the entire week. In the end, Devin McCourty said he knew about it the entire week.
Several players said they did not. Several players said they did not.
In the end, you got 2 minutes to win the game. The ball's in Tom Brady's hands. Philadelphia made the play.
Okay. Would you sign up for that?
Oh, no. I'm not letting Teddy Bruschi get away with this. Teddy Bruschi, 3-time champion. Let me ask you this question. You played 97.8% of the snaps throughout the season, 100% of the snaps in the postseason, and all of a sudden they're going to tell you you can't play one defensive snap in a Super Bowl? You trying to tell me that's cool?
They judge the game based on the practice and the preparation. That's a lot. That's a lot of plays, man. That's a lot of plays.
You are lucky I'm not on NFL Live with you.
You love 97.8%.
This is so wrong-headed of you.
The Patriot wins.
Malcolm himself said he wasn't dialed in that week.
I'm not on NFL Live with you.
Malcolm himself said he wasn't dialed in that week.
This is so wrong-headed of Stephen A. Smith.
Please.
I've said it many times. It was in For the Win, and USA Today, the guy who wrote it got it exactly right.
Oh, please.
Belichick's game plan was he did not want the Eagles to try to run on him. He wanted to throw on him. So put in a package that tempts them to throw.
Go.
They did the same thing with the Bills when he was the D coordinator for the Giants.
You're lucky. Both of you are
daring them to run.
You're lucky.
Come on, NFL Live.
Come on, NFL Live. Oh, please.
You're stuck in the past.
Oh, come on now. I'm not right, Miss UConn. Sure, we'll let it.
That's a shot. What do you know about dynasties? Villanova and Michigan battle it out for the national title tonight.
You want it right now.
So Paul Wagner, our Nova's deadly shooting be the difference.
Lucky I ain't on NFL Live. Come on. You're lucky.
Now you tease this segment. And after a loss to the Spurs, Mike D'Antoni doesn't like the coach of the best team in the NBA. Don't miss what he had to say, and if the guys have a problem with it.